Good morning, friends. Happy Father's Day. Today is Sunday, June 15th. It is bright and early. Can you tell I just woke up? I'm a little froggy still. I'm reading the affirmation from my book, My Life Gets Better Every Day. And today's affirmation is, receiving money is easy. Ooh, how does that hit you? You know, when I read that, I think, oh my gosh, I really need to work on that. That does not feel right. Imagine yourself standing in the kitchen with an empty carton of milk in your hand. You've just poured a big bowl of your favorite cereal and realized that you are out of milk. How would you feel in that moment? What would you do? One option would be to sit down, defeated, and start stressing about not having any milk. You could berate yourself for using too much the day before, not getting enough the last time you went to the store, and worry about what you're going to do for milk tomorrow. Another option would be to shrug your shoulders and make a mental note to pick up some more on the way home from work, without any judgment or criticism. And even if your usual store was fresh out of milk, you could stay calm because you know that you could just go to a different store or ask a neighbor or visit the local dairy farm. You would know that there were many options for getting more milk. Doesn't that make you feel relaxed and confident? What if you could make this same choice when you're thinking about money? What if, instead of stressing, worrying, or panicking about not having enough, you could just stay calm and decide to go get more? What if you felt like money was as limitless as milk? What if you really knew deep down that money was easy to attain, that you could always have as much or more than you needed, and that there were limitless sources from which to receive it? What if you could immediately start thinking about possibilities and opportunities rather than limitations and scarcity? That would probably feel really great. Love, Teddy. So like everything else, this is just a mindset shift, right? It's so hard for us to get this. And believe me, I still haven't gotten it. But money really is just energy. Only 20% of the money that we talk about actually exists in physical form. It's an idea, it's a concept. And whether or not you have money is an energetic alignment issue rather than a success or failure issue, right? So the more you can sort of release the idea that money is difficult, that there's not enough, that you are a have-not rather than a have, and kind of shift yourself into the truth, really, because it's whatever you make it, right? If you believe it, it's true, that there is unlimited money in the world, that you are allowed and deserve to have as much as you want, right? That it can flow to you easily and without pain and difficulty. And you can see this in the world, right? There's some people who don't struggle with money. It's like, oh gosh, what's the secret? And likely were born into a family where money wasn't scarce, right? They didn't have to worry. And they don't have that deep down fear. My husband was just telling me about someone he drove in his Uber the other night, and the guy was telling him, you know, he's 21 years old and he got this job and he's making really good money. He has way more money than he needs. He has a really fancy car, you know, he's doing great. And I just was listening to him talk about this kid, and I thought, you know, clearly he does not have money blocks, or, you know, there's obviously different ways that can show up. Like maybe he'll get a bunch of money and then lose it again and that kind of stuff. But I just thought it's just a totally different mindset to think at that age, you can just really have whatever you want. You're entitled to have it. It's easy for you. You have a job that you like. You're getting paid well. Life is good, right? There's no drama about that. And I thought, boy, I didn't grow up like that. I don't feel like that still. And it's just more awareness that we can all come to, that we do have control over it. We're not just sitting around blaming the government, shaking our fists at the tax man. You know, it is work that we can do in our daily lives every day. And the thing that always gets me, this always feels so comforting and empowering to me, is that money can come from anywhere, right? We don't need to micromanage the source of where money comes from. Your job is not your source, right? Your rich uncle who's going to leave you an inheritance is not your source. Money can come from a million different places in your life, and you don't need to focus on one and try to like squeeze everything you can out of it. You can just relax and do the internal work and trust that it's going to flow to you in an aligned and harmonious way. You know, your affirmation could be, you know, I receive unlimited amounts of money in a harmonious way to the benefit of everyone, right? Like it can be lovely and loving and easy and soft and comforting. Isn't that wild to think about that? Remember that you do have control over the way money flows into your life, and a lot of it is not running around there trying to get more money, but it's shifting your thoughts and your feelings about it, behaving differently around it, and noticing like what comes up for you when you're hearing me talk about this. Like, does this feel insane, right? Like there's work to do there, right? So I hope that's helpful for you today, and I will see you tomorrow with the next affirmation, and I really appreciate you watching my videos. Thank you. Bye.